Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of American Truck Simulator. And it would not be a trip through the Oregon DLC until we hauled some logs, and that is what we are here to do today. We are still in Astoria. Let's take a look at the map and take a look at our run. On the east side of Astoria, we'll head back towards Portland and then hug the northern border of Oregon all the way to Pendleton is where we're going. So along Highway 84, that'll take us to the Dalles and through some pretty interesting road, it looks like. Looks like it's going to be 11 hours left in the job for $8,000. Not too awful bad. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get underway. That is once the game loads here. There we go. All right, let's get in the cab and head off. Looks like we're heading to the left. Got some nice wood chips here, and this is quite incredible to see the amount of work that's going on around here. The wood chipper, I guess mulch or whatnot. Not too awful bad. It looks like a pretty cool work site, and apparently there's a log in the road. Okay, well, we made it out of that, and this dirt road on the way out of here looks pretty intense. It definitely gives my wheel a shimmy, that is for sure. 25 is the speed limit once we get through here, so we're not going to go much faster than 25. Let's just set our cruise, and you can see the area around here has been logged really heavy. It's definitely that, you know, we're not in Kansas anymore feeling that American Truck Sim seems to have with all the highways and whatnot. Now that we've got dirt roads to travel down while we log, the better. And we'll get back to civilization here in just a moment and get on the highway and head back toward Portland. So the first bit of our journey is going to be something that we've seen before, and once we get through Portland and on Highway 84, we'll be in like a dirty shirt and we'll see some new stuff. All right, no one coming that way. Let's get on East 30 and head back toward Portland, and away we go. Longview is just up here, a half mile away, and I think we're going to pass through it fairly quickly. We passed through it in the last episode. And I think I want to be in the left lane here, but I'm not too awful sure. There's our drivers doing the work for us. Definitely appreciate it there, Simone. Let's get up to 65 here. Nice, $7,000 from Rosarka. The girls are doing the work for sure. All right, looks like we can get over in the right lane here. But yeah, thank you for joining me for another episode of the Oregon DLC and American Truck Sim. It's always good to get back in here and see some pretty cool stuff. And I mean, there's definitely several episodes to go. We want to see every named town in the state and get the Beaver State achievement. And then we might be able to call the series, or if there's something I can think of that's really cool, we'll end the series there. But any chance to get out on here in the open road and drive is amazing. I mean, take a look at this view. Pretty cool stuff indeed. The logs certainly aren't the baobab tree. That thing was a monstrosity. We've got a more reasonable load today with just your standard timber. And yeah, it says about a 3-hour trip up the border. So I imagine about 2 hours or so of brand new roads that we haven't seen before. We just have to get back to the beaten path. And I'm glad it's 65 through here, not 55. California is always a pain driving through with the 55 mile an hour speed limit. So 65, we should get back to Portland in no time and maybe even see some new interchanges. Not entirely sure. We'll let the GPS pick the best spot for us to go. I mean, it usually does okay, but sometimes that GPS takes you down a road that you don't want to go down. Yeah, here we go, 45, getting into Portland city limits here. Let's go ahead and drop the cruise down to 45, back past the crashed cars, and I'll be looking for my exit here. Oh, stoplight. Because of course we have a stoplight. Always something to stop the wheels of progress here. That is quite a big digger over there, if I have to say so. Now, I don't believe that's one of those super mining dump trucks that are like the largest trucks in the world or whatever, where their tires are taller than this truck by far. I know there are some sim games out there that kind of do that, but I kind of want to see, I guess, not just like a mining simulator, but like a heavy equipment simulator done right. I mean, construction sims and whatnot are a dime a dozen on Steam, and they're made by small teams, and you can appreciate their effort. Some like take themselves seriously, others you can tell that they're not on a very good budget. But something like SCS, who's pretty well established, I'd like to see them get a shot at something like that. And I mean, I know SCS is even doing Coach Simulator, or at least trying to. And then if they could integrate that in American Truck, that would be cool, but I think that would be a bit of a pain to merge those two games together, to have like a Coach DLC. And not Coach like the handbag, but Coach like a bus driver. I think that would be pretty cool indeed. All right, let's get over this bridge here. I tell you, Portland really is the city of bridges, isn't it? All right, so we have an exit to take over there, Salem and Seattle. So that is the way to Washington. And I believe this is the bridge that I took to get to Seattle when I actually drove up here in real life. I mean, that's been 11, 12 years ago, so I can't even really remember what the bridge looked like that I crossed, and who knows, that bridge may have been demolished and redone for all I know. But we are heading towards Salem. And yeah, I think that was it, because I-5 continues north, and we're pivoting east here. Oh, 55? We can drive 55. Excuse me, Mr. Red SUV, I'm coming over. Thank you very much, good sir. Can I be in charge for a while? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to repair my truck. Once we get to civilization again, the red is starting to show there, and definitely hopping the curb on, well, I think I need to exit here, don't I? Excuse me, Mr. Red SUV, coming back over. Sorry for being a pain, good sir. Following the organic food truck around. Yeah, we're going to the Dalles. And I know it's pronounced the Dalles because my battle buddy told me so, who's from the area, so I'll take his word for it. Don't have to take LeVar Burton's word for it, but you do have to take my battle buddies. Nice boat over there. Yeah, just bridges and bridges. I can see where, like, optimizing the city would definitely take some time. I mean, all the polygons that are in view just in this little interchange. I mean, granted, it's no Crisis 3 or whatever, but still. All right, so we are getting on, not sure exactly which highway this is, but we have seen it before. All right, so truck moved on over for us. I think I'll stay in the right lane, because I think we're going on through, but I can't be too sure. All right, so we're on 84. So we'll be on this thing all the way to our destination, passing through the Dalles and all that good stuff. And I think after this turn coming up, we'll be in uncharted territory. So this exit to Salem, no, we're going to the Dalles. We need to get over. Excuse me, Mr. Red SUV. I know you're tired of seeing me, but I'm coming on over, and I'm crossing you up. And of course, that truck was moving right on over. Yeah, we'll hold 60. I imagine the speed limit should go up soon, shouldn't it? Maybe it's 55 all the way through here, and I couldn't keep my big mouth shut about how I really like the fact that the speed limits were above 55. I imagine once we get out on the open road, we'll be okay. I think that red SUV is like calling the police on an erratic driver in a bright orange truck hauling logs. And there isn't even a rubber duck on my hood. That's a reference. I hope you get that reference. If you don't, look up Kenworth hauling logs, rubber duck, and you'll find it. Tell you, Convoy was an iconic movie, and I haven't seen it in a while. I mean, a really, really long time. But the song's on point. It's like the ultimate trucking song, because like you actually are in it like a convoy, kinda. All right, truck 60. We can go 60. All right, so passing this Walmart, and just over there, I think is where we picked up a load last time. What cool mountains. One thing I am looking forward to in the Washington DLC is seeing Mount Rainier again. And I think we are in uncharted territory, ladies and gentlemen. We are leaving Portland and on our way to the Dalles. Trucks are still holding at 60, so let's see what the east side of Oregon has to offer us. And I believe this is the highway that I actually took to get to Portland, was this highway right here, because I remember looking to my right and seeing that river that separates Oregon and Washington like the whole way. And I'm like, that's a pretty cool river. I wonder how close I am to Portland. And before I know it, bam, there Portland was. All right, so a way station coming up. Are we going to get got? Yes, we will get got. Let's go ahead and slow it down then. There happens to be a police officer right in front of us, I believe. You know, in all the time I've played this game, I've never just bypassed a way station when they told me to pull in. I don't know if there's like an automatic fine, which I imagine there would be. Well, I mean, shoot, if they get me for speeding on the way into the way station, of course they're going to get me for passing the way station completely, right? 59,200 pounds for us. Let's see if we can get up to speed fairly quick here. Now, I hope we don't get nailed for speeding again, but I am not going to go 15 miles an hour while I try to merge on the highway like this guy. See, this is what happens, this guy right here. That's exactly what happens if you try to play by the rules. And Saka ain't got time for that. All right, so 65 miles an hour. Pretty cool mountains and hills over there, and if we're traveling east, I believe that would be mountains over on the Washington side. Not sure exactly which mountain range that is. Steeler. Not familiar with that company, but we're coming into the Dalles now. The Dalles have been discovered, and we'll be blowing straight through. Let's see how big. Massive antenna there. Probably for cell phone. What in the gravy is that? Did everyone have an elk hunting expedition, kill all the elks and stick all the antlers on the bridge? What in the world was that? Oh, fish. It is a pretty cool design for a, super train. Now, I wonder if that crosses the road, because one thing that would be really cool is if American Truck had like longer trains that you had to wait for, rather than like a 3-car train, which isn't really realistic. If you're going to use a train for only 3 cars, that's not really cost efficient. But there are the Dalles over there on the right. Looks like maybe a school. You got almost like a casino over there. It almost looks like Mandalay Bay or something. A lot of power lines coming through here. Whoops. Yeah, just gawking at the scenery. This is incredible looking. Yeah, we're going on straight. So some bridges, some power lines. And that's a lot of power lines, and you see that a lot traveling the highways of the country, these just massive power poles. It's almost like city skylines. I need to get back into that game. So some houses on the hill there. Lane is ending, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, this looks really cool. Is that like a penitentiary over there? Massive walls. Or is that a hydro plant? Yeah, I think that's a hydro plant. Very cool. And it makes sense if you're on a pretty big river, stick a dam on it. Get some power for you. All right, what do we got here? Telephone, a prescription. Well, if you decide to get sick, then the Dalles is where it's at. Now, I don't believe we've left town yet. I still think we're going through. Nice $800 for our driver, Mark. And nice train tracks through here. Ooh, a nice stretch of pavement. I like this. This has been fresh and repaved. Yakima. Oh, that brings back memories. Yakima Training Center. Oh, I've spent some time at Yakima. Not as long as other soldiers who were in my unit had. But dang, Yakima was... Times at Yakima, there was one time there was a Japanese, I think an anti-tank company, and they had the laser-guided rockets, and they went to the Yakima Training Center, the ranges out there, and I was on firefighting detail. So they put a big vat of water on the back of my Humvee, and they gave us like a 15-minute firefighting class, not to to not get killed, I guess. And off we went. We fought fires. And yeah, Yakima looked a lot like this, pretty brown in the grand scheme of things. Very cool rock formation there. I tell you, it sucks waiting a year for DLC. It really does. But when they can produce something that looks like this, I'll wait. I'll wait for it. It's quality. It looks amazing. It fits the theme and the location really well. It's just fun, man. I really enjoy this kind of stuff. Just sit back, relax, and drive and see the sights. It's like all the benefits of being a truck driver without the headaches of being a truck driver. And mad props if you are actually a truck driver. Very long hours with little thanks. So thank you from Saka. Oh, what is this red sign? Oh, it's brown. So we have Willow Lake and a rest area here. So here is Willow Lake. It's pretty massive, I must say. Pretty cool stuff indeed, and a lot of power being fed either to the east or from the east. And if there's a lot of water out here, it makes sense to send a lot of power. I imagine Portland uses a lot of power. And the closer you get to cities of that size, you know, you wonder, where does it get its power from? And I think we have the answer for Portland for sure. It has a big lake. Still going. Kennewick. Not familiar with Kennewick. Haven't heard of it, but it's 2 miles away. Are we going to see Kennewick, or is it just the exit for Kennewick, I wonder? Now this is starting to feel like Wyoming right here. Just stretch of roads. Just go on forever. Yeah, we don't get to see Kennewick, exit 179, unfortunately. But we do get to see vast amounts of... well, nothing now. See, this is Yakima. Oh, man. If I had to say, you know, what American truck looks like Yakima, right there. That looks like Yakima indeed. I imagine Yakima would be in the Washington DLC. Between Tacoma and Spokane, if memory serves. I know it was a long haul and it sucked to drive there, for sure. But I imagine driving up from NTC would suck. Alright, Pendleton. Is that our exit? Yeah, okay, that's our exit. Exiting here at Pendleton, and then we gotta stop. This is kind of dangerous. Come off the highway blazing at 65 miles an hour just to get to a complete stop here. City center and industrial area. Well, we are going industrial. Ah, bus. Why you have to block? Why you know? All right, we good? All right, entering Pendleton city limits here. And is this our drop-off? Oh yeah, we were going to Pendleton, weren't we? I forgot where we were even going. So yes, this is our destination here. Looks like we got to do a big U-turn up there, but that's cool. Tell you, one of the things I'd really like to do is get a modded car and just take it around the world and sightsee and see all the little access roads that we don't normally see. As we drive from destination to destination, Yeah, pretty big logging place over here. Well, I guess it's more of a finalizing or a middleman, which makes sense because we picked up logs, raw logs from the forest, and we need to take it somewhere that's, you know, converted into planks and things that wood crafters can use. So, very cool. Looks like we got another dirt road here and a couple entrances. Oh, a nice tree. In the realm where everyone wants to saw all kinds of wood, don't you dare touch this tree. All right, this looks like our gate here. Hopefully the gate guard will recognize us and let us in. Beep, beep, coming through. Yeah, flashing yellow light means we get access. All right, so let's see where they want us. I imagine it's going to be behind this red building, according to the map. I have the difficult reverses always on, so I never choose my drop-off. It's always the most difficult for the most XP, which at this stage of the game, it really doesn't matter compared to the XP I'm making from actually delivering, but you know, every little bit helps. All right, here at the Deep Grove Forest Products, and I still don't see my drop-off. Where in the world are you? There you are. All right, so the approach is going to be a little bit difficult. We have to split the logs and the gates, all while a construction worker over here laughs at us as we try and fail miserably to reverse in. So I think what I'll try to do is reverse straight in, or as straight as I can, and see what that does for us here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. After much pulling forward, backing up, near-sighting, short-sighting, all kinds of crap, getting our mud flaps stuck on the wall, I think we are about to finally make the drop-off. We never really did get it straight. There we go. Awesome. If it's good enough for you, good enough for me. It's a little bit cattywampus, but it serves our purpose. So let's go ahead and drop the landing gear. Oh, cool. Comes out in one piece. I like it. So we get one step toward the Forester achievement. And yeah, not a whole lot of experience, but we're not here for the experience in this playthrough. We're here to see Oregon. All right, so we are here at Pendleton. Hopefully we can get another job somewhere else. Maybe I'll fuel up and sleep. That way we can start fresh in the next episode and see where the road takes us. But that is going to do it for me in this episode of American Truck. Whoa, truck's moving. Stop it. But that's going to do it for me in this episode of American Truck. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next American Truck Simulator video. Take care.